Hello everyone, my name is Prajakta Takte. My project is on Airbnb market analysis. My first requirement is to know the city-wise density of the Airbnb listings all over the Europe. My first requirement is to know the city-wise density of the Airbnb listings all over the Europe. The second requirement is what people most likely to choose, hotel or Airbnb. My last and third requirement is check price fluctuations between over the time of the period of the same apartment. And start with data sources. There are total 4 data sources I have used in my project. First one is inside Airbnb, which gives me the detailed information about Airbnb's listing, its location, prices, and many more. The second one is Statista, which gives me the total number of listing all over the European cities like Paris, London, Rome. My this is another structured data source. My third data source is Trivago, which is semi-structured, which gives me the information about hotel prices, average hotel prices in different cities. My fourth data source is Twitter, which is unstructured data source. I have used it for sentiment analysis purpose. Now let's move. Here is my R code. I have used 4 R scripts which will extract the data from 4 sources and create the CSV file. Using that CSV file, I am going to load my SQL database and cube using SSIS. Here I am doing cleaning and loading process, which has been automated from R integration to cube process and loading. Here in these source containers, I am loading the data from different source files into my staging area. Before that, I have deleted all the data from stage table to avoid duplicate insertions. Also used for loop to load multiple files and perform some data cleaning operations like assigning proper data type to each column, deriving new column from existing ones, and removing some special characters and symbol from data and convert it into appropriate format. After my stage load and data cleaning process, dimension load process will take place. Here I have used lookup, which will look up for the call record into the dimension. If record is already present, it will skip that record and take next record to load. After that, my fact load will take place. Here I am picking all the keys from dimensions along with the major from my source and will load into the fact. Before that, I have checked duplicate. If that whole row is duplicate or already existed in my fact table, it will skip that row and move to the next row. Now let's start the process. Before exercise run, we will delete the data from fact table to verify our run. Now my rows are deleted. Let's start the process. It will take some time. Now the process completed successfully. Now check the record count in the fact table. Here my fact table has been loaded successfully. Around 300k values. Let's move to the cube structure. This is my cube along with all the dimensions. We'll browse some data in the cube to check whether it's loaded properly, correctly or not. Some dimension. Here my values are loaded properly. So let's move to the BI query. Cube is connected to the Tableau. Let's proceed for the requirement one by one. My first requirement is to know the city-wise density of the listings and which room type has been listed more and the concentration of the listings around the area. Let's take example for Dublin. Here in Dublin we have private room more listed than entire home. Also the price for city center is quite high than the South Dublin. Here, similarly in Paris, we have total 61,000 listings, but in Dublin we have only 6,000 listings of Airbnb. So, with this analysis, Airbnb can think which in which city they need to increase their market. Also, they need to increase their listings of which room type. Uh, Also, they need to think in which area they will get more price. It is regarding what people will most likely to choose Airbnb or hotel. Yes, I have here reviews and her Airbnb prices along with average hotel prices for each city. Let's take example for London. If anyone wants to stay in Chelsea, he will get entire home for $167. But in he will get one room for 159. If he is single traveler, he may choose this. But if he is traveling with family or friends, it's good deal for him to choose this entire home. Also, if he is a single traveler, in Airbnb just for $76 he will get a private room. So with this analysis, Airbnb analyst can think where and in which city they need to increase or decrease the prices along with the reviews so that people will choose Airbnb over hotel. My next requirement is quarterly change in price for each listing and then consolidate them to the city wise. For the same apartment in the Rome, the price was $71 in quarter two, but it gets reduced over the period of the time. So the Airbnb can analyze it and yeah, can think when host increases their prices for the same apartment, so they can provide discount to the guests to retain them in order to unaffect their business. Also here we can see the Amsterdam has more average price than any other cities, but the change in price ratio is almost zero. But in London and Paris, the prices change more frequently than any other cities.